Welcome to Soul Reflections. This space is inspired by Carl Jung's psychology and the idea that every choice we make is a reflection of the soul. Here, we don't predict the future or tell you who you're supposed to be. Instead, we explore how symbols speak to the subconscious, revealing insight, awareness, and truth already within you. The heart you're drawn to isn't random. It reflects what your inner world is ready to understand, heal, or awaken. Take a breath, trust what stands out to you, and allow this reflection to meet you exactly where you are. Each heart represents the hidden truth that already exists within you, and the message you'll hear is meant to bring awareness to what your soul is ready to unlock right now. There's no right or wrong choice, trust the one that stands out. To you first, your choice is a reflection, and sometimes reflection is exactly what we need to grow. You can learn something from each of you, cannot choose just one. Now take a second and I'll give you some time to choose. The surrendered heart. You can feel it when you stop fighting. There's a quiet that arrives not because life became easier, but because you finally loosened your grip. A surrendered heart isn't passive. It's alert, listening, and grounded. It's the moment when striving gives way to alignment. Biblically, surrender is never portrayed as weakness. Jesus says, "Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it." The paradox is clear. Life expands when control contracts. Jung echoed this psychologically true. Individuation begins when the ego releases its illusion of total command and submits to the self, the deeper organizing center of the psyche. If your heart is surrendered, you may sense a strange tension, peace paired with uncertainty. You don't know every step, but you know the direction. This is the space Abraham stood in when he left without a map, and the space the psyche enters when it trusts transformation without guarantees. This posture often appears after exhaustion. After trying to fix, save, prove, or manage everything. If you've reached a point where effort alone no longer works, your heart may not be failing. It may be maturing. Scripture calls this a broken and contrite heart, which God does not despise. Jung would call it ego death preceding renewal. There is tenderness here. A surrendered heart no longer needs to dominate outcomes to feel safe. It rests in relationship, with God, with meaning, with the unfolding process of becoming. You are allowed to breathe here. You are allowed to be held. Your heart posture reveals this truth. Surrender is not the end of agency. It is the beginning of wisdom. When the heart yields to something greater than fear, God, truth, or the deeper self, it becomes clear, receptive, and resilient. This is not giving up. This is coming home. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help. And subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. The Grateful Heart. Gratitude changes the temperature of a room. It doesn't deny pain, it reframes reality. A grateful heart sees life not as something owed, but something received. In Scripture, gratitude is an act of remembrance. Israel was constantly told to remember, not just blessings but deliverance. Jung noted that meaning is what sustains the psyche under pressure. Gratitude anchors meaning. It tells the soul, my suffering is not the whole story. If gratitude is your heart posture, you may notice heightened sensitivity. Beauty feels sharper. Losses feel cleaner. Joy feels quieter but deeper. You're no longer chasing happiness. You're recognizing it. This posture often forms after grief. People who are grateful are not naive. They are initiated. You don't appreciate breath until you've struggled to breathe. The Bible's psalms of thanksgiving often come after lament. Jung would say the opposites have been held long enough to integrate. A grateful heart is relational. It notices others. It softens conversations. It creates safety. Gratitude says, I see you, whether spoken to God, people, or life itself. Your heart posture reveals this. Gratitude is not emotional decoration. It is spiritual and psychological strength. It aligns the heart with reality as it is, not as the ego demands it to be. This posture doesn't eliminate suffering. It redeems it with meaning. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help. And subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. The Guarded Heart. A guarded heart is alert. It scans, it remembers. It does not open easily, and for good reason. Biblically, guarding the heart is commanded. Above all else, guard your heart. For everything you do flows from it. This is not emotional shutdown, it's discernment. Jung taught that when wounds are ignored, they form complexes that unconsciously run our lives. Guarding can be the psyche's attempt at survival. If this is your posture, you may feel torn, wanting connection, but resisting vulnerability. You crave intimacy, yet fear exposure. This tension signals not coldness, but unhealed memory. Your guardedness makes sense. Perhaps trust was broken, safety was violated, or love was conditional. Scripture never shames walls. It asks why they were built. Jung would say the shadow holds pain that has not yet been welcomed into consciousness. A guarded heart deserves compassion, not pressure. Protection is not the opposite of love. It is often love waiting for safety. You are not difficult, you are careful. Here is the truth your heart posture reveals. Guarding is meant to be temporary. Walls are meant to become gates. Healing does not demand instant openness, it invites wise, gradual integration. When discernment replaces fear, the heart can open without losing itself. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help. And subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one. The hurting heart. Pain speaks before words do. A hurting heart feels heavy, raw, and exposed as if something essential has cracked. Scripture is honest about this posture. Job, David, Jeremiah, none were corrected for pain. God met them in it. Jung observed that neurosis often begins when pain is avoided, rather than endured consciously. If your heart is hurting, you may feel disconnected from meaning itself. Questions surface: why? Where is God? Who am I now? These are not failures of faith or psyche, they are doorways. Your pain is not a sign of weakness or punishment. Biblically, broken hearts are where God draws near. Psychologically, breakdown often precedes breakthrough. The old structure can no longer contain who you are becoming. You are not alone here. A hurting heart needs presence more than answers. Compassion steadies what logic cannot. Even Christ wept. Even the self descends into darkness before renewal. Your heart posture reveals this. Pain is not the end of identity, it is a threshold. When sorrow is honored rather than rushed, it transforms into depth, empathy, and wisdom. The heart does not heal by forgetting, it heals by integrating what was lost. If this resonated with you, please share with a friend who this might help. And subscribe to our YouTube to help us continue to put out videos just like this one.